The Lakers lose Luka Doncic for a week, and Austin Reeves responds with a 51-point game. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Plus, the Indiana Pacers are already losing one of their players they're hoping has a breakout season. And Norman Powell talks about his acquisition and how he has adapted to being a member of the Miami Heat. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. I'm the host there, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it for today, y'all. So, yesterday afternoon, it was announced that Luka Doncic will miss at least 1 week with a sprained finger and lower left leg contusion. He suffered both injuries, in the game on Friday. And so he missed, he's going to be out for a week. And with the Lakers already being without LeBron James, there was definitely some questions there, right? There's no definitive timeline right now on LeBron James' return. We do know Luka's going to be out for at least a week, right? And so the Lakers that then immediately had to play a game in that same day against the Sacramento Kings, in a game that actually came down to the wire. It was a very fun, exciting game to watch. We'll get into that in the game here in a second, but missing Luka is huge. And that's going to be something that Luka already looked like he was putting up crazy numbers that weren't sustainable, but absolutely wild numbers we got to see from Luka Doncic to start the season. And the question was, okay, now how much are the Lakers going to be able to stay afloat without Luka being there? How, especially with only missing a week. And then the Lakers take on the Sacramento Kings. They end up winning 127-120. And in this game, Austin Reeves has 51 points, getting to the free throw line 22 times. 1 assist shy of a triple-double. He had 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals as well in this game. And this was the type of game that the Lakers just salivate over. Like when you look at what Austin Reeves can do, and we know that Austin Reeves has tons of potential, and he can put up points at a major rate. The question always comes down to the fit, right? How is Luka and the balance between him, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, how is that going to fit? We've seen games where, because of the way that Luka was playing, Austin Reeves had very efficient games playing off Luka, and you love to see that. That's what you want to see now coming down the pipeline, of course. And the efficiency in which he played with his ability to get to the free throw line was huge. And it wasn't just that. Deandre Ayton also had a 22 and 15-point game that's gone completely kind of not talked about because of, of course, the 51 points from that. Rui Hachimura chipped in 18 as well. They got 22 points off the bench from 11 from LaRavia, 9 from Jared Vanderbilt, only 2 from Dalton Knecht, which the problem with the Lakers, and the concern always is about really their bench and how good that bench can be. But this was a game that was just an extremely fun game to watch, and it came down to the wire. Zach LaVine puts up 32 points. You get 18 off the bench from Russell Westbrook, 15 from Malik Monk, but it all comes down to Reeves, and Reeves playing this way. And now, you had JJ Redick after the game talking about, saying this. He was fantastic. He did a little bit of everything for us tonight, all over the place, scored the basketball at an incredible level, but just his tenacity to compete. It's so apparent every single day he's in the gym. He just loves competition. He thrives on competition. And you're going to want to see that continue, man. This is now an opportunity for Austin Reeves to show what he can do. No LeBron, no Luka's going to be there for a few more games as well. Now, Austin Reeves, what do you do, right? And for at least one game so far, Austin Reeves was able to put up a crazy number. He joins MVP performances in regards to a 50-point game. When you look at the Lakers that have had 50-point games, you got Kobe, you got Shaq, you got LeBron, you got Anthony Davis. That's an elite category and a place to be in for Austin Reeves to be able to do it now. Just sustain it, right? Don't let this, they're going to need a lot of you. I'm not saying sustain 50 points per game. I'm saying sustain big performances, because the Lakers are going to need that from you. And for what it's worth about Deandre Ayton as well, you got to give some credit out to Deandre Ayton. I'm still not necessarily convinced yet of who Deandre Ayton's going to be for the entirety of the year. But when you look at it, man, he put up a huge double-double in a game that you needed. And Deandre Ayton has also talked about, people may have trolled him to act like a beast, saying this. They be trying to get me ticked off before games just to get me rolling. this is a thing y'all want to do. Y'all want me to be on edge. Y'all want me to be fired up. I like it. There's always messing with me, just talking to me. It's just trolling. They love my reactions over there. I be caught off guard with some of them, but I love it, man. Trust me. And listen, Ayton is a key part of this. Now, we of course, they're trying to figure out how long Ayton is going to be able, if he's a long-term solution here for the Lakers. But you look at it through the opening of this season, he's averaging 16 points, 9.7 rebounds on 62% shooting from the field as well. He's also averaging a block per game. He's 62%, like I said, shooting from the field. So, no, he hasn't scored not in double digits yet. Every game he's been in double figures. So now it just comes down to how consistently can Ayton play this way. And if he does, listen, this is a Lakers team, while I've had my doubts on how good they can be as far as in a championship sense, this is still a team that got some definitely big firepower, and we'll see how that's going to shake out and how this team is going to be able to perform. But let me know what you guys think on Austin Reeves' performance. What do you guys think in regards to Luka Doncic missing his time as well? And how much can they expect for Austin Reeves to continue scoring at a high level while Luka and LeBron aren't there? Let me know what you guys think on that down below. Let's get into our next topic. I want to talk a little bit about the Miami Heat, right? The Miami Heat have started now their season off 2-1 on the season, very young part of the season. They have 2 straight victories. They're coming off, 2 straight victories. They're 2 straight victories against Memphis and New York. They open up their season in a loss against Orlando, and they're playing pretty well. And one of the players that has been playing well and capped off, had a great game against New York, that's Norman Powell, a new acquisition by the Miami Heat, who had a pretty, I would say, a fairly quiet offseason where they didn't do a whole lot, but they added some things that are key. Now, we know that they got some other stuff going on with Rozier being involved in the gambling thing, but, Norman Powell, 29 points, going 7 to 15 from the field. He got to the free throw line 12 times, hit all of those, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and they need Norman to do that, especially while Tyler Hero is out. You need a player that's going to be able to play. Now, Bam also chipped in 19 points and 13 rebounds with a steal himself. And, 17 points from Jaime Jaquez coming off the bench. Fontecchio with 14 coming off the bench. They're going to have to do it as a team. But for what it's worth, Norman Powell is coming here and almost fit right in with this Miami Heat, the Miami Heat culture, what they're trying to do. He's averaging 24 points per game, 7 rebounds on 47% shooting from the field and 50% shooting from 3 so far. Now, early part of the season, those numbers, those one-off games or big games, they really changed that performance quite a bit, right? But this is a team that's trying to find their way. And we got 2 things going on here, right? Bam Adebayo has talked about the new offense of the Miami Heat and him not necessarily being satisfied, but we'll get into that in a second, right? Norman Powell has talked about his transition to the Miami Heat and how that transition has been made a little bit easier because of his love of the game of basketball. And that's what you want to hear, right? Norman Powell saying this: I work really hard on my game. I feel like, honestly, what makes the transition so easy for any of my traits at new teams, things like that, is just I've been in every single role. So being prepared and knowing that I'm a student of the game. I watch, I study. And I'm sure somebody like Eric Spoelstra loves to hear that, right? He also says how he watches opposing teams and, tries to figure out trends and where he can get in this game. And, once Tyler Hero's back and him and Norman Powell are able to figure out kind of their roles and stuff like that, this is a Heat team that, especially in the Eastern Conference, if you can get it done through depth, it can get there. Now, they have changed their offense a little bit, right? And that has left, not Bam out or anything like that. That's not the case at all. But it is a change for Bam Adebayo, in the sense of how they play. And, for what it's worth, Bam still has some questions about the fast-paced offense. He's not necessarily as happy with it yet, right? But Bam is also having a really good season, averaging 19 and 10 so far this season with 3 rebounds. Now, he's only shooting 36% from the field. And you got to get that tightened up. And I think that that's probably a big part of why Bam has the level of frustration that he does, because he's just not being efficient right now. But I think the efficiency is going to come with time. It just comes with getting familiar. You are playing a different style than what you have before, right? Bam said this: we're not satisfied. We still want to keep this pace up throughout the whole season. It's not just the first 5 or 10 games. We want to do this the whole season, because when you build it as a habit and then you get into the next stage of the season, that's when it really matters. That's when people tend to slow down. So we'll see, right? And the Miami Heat starting off the season 2-1, great. Hats off to them. And we shall see what happens with that one. But last topic of the day before I get up out of here, the Indiana Pacers, who already have a major injury, no doubt about it when you look at Tyrese Halliburton not being there. And, coming into the season, this was looked at as kind of evaluation season by myself for the Indiana Pacers, right? Seeing what you have in Nembhard, seeing what you have in Nesmith, seeing what you have in Ben Matherin, and what these guys do without Tyrese Halliburton. That way, once he's back healthy, you take a look at the thing, you survey what's going to happen there. But then the injuries have started lining up other than that. You got Nembhard, who has, he didn't play in Sunday's game. You had Talion Peter, I believe is how you pronounce it. He didn't play in Sunday's game, right? Ben Matherin didn't play in Sunday's game. Obi Toppin, day-to-day, right? Stuff like that. So there's a number of injuries here, with TJ McConnell also being out, right? The first month of the season. So there's a number of injuries here for the Indiana Pacers. And Ben Matherin specifically, especially being somebody who, had a huge explosion as far as, that first game and is a player now that is looked at to really take a leap. And through the start of the season, he's averaging 31 points. He's shooting the ball 45% from the field. He's shooting the ball 50% from three. And so you're hoping that Ben Matherin is going to make that leap to where when it's time to pay him, which is coming up, you feel confident in paying him and how he's going to fit with Tyrese Halliburton and how you now can build that team around that talent that you have here. So, but injuries are a part of the season. It's not like it's anything that right now is projected to miss months or anything like that. It's a part of the season. It happens. There's no control that you always have over that. You just got to deal with it. It's part of the ebbs and flows and ups and downs of an NBA season. And the Indiana Pacers are going to go through theirs. And, we'll see where they come out on the other side of that, how they sit. They're 0-3 right now to start the season. And, the Pacers holding the control over their own first-round pick. If they end up with a bad season, they get a lottery pick in a very deep draft. And I tell you what, I wouldn't hate that if I'm the Indiana Pacers fan. So let me know what you guys think on all those topics down below. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything basketball related. And I'll catch you guys the next time I feel like making a video. Probably tomorrow, maybe even today. But I'll catch you guys then. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.